This is a video about one of the worst rounds I have ever played. And the reason why I'm showing you this is for a couple of reasons. First, how I reacted probably wasn't the best, and I really think I did more harm to myself than good. I probably could have salvaged this round, but I let my emotions get the best of me. Another reason I'm showing you this is to show you that, yeah, even better players have horrible rounds. I'd say maybe 1 out of 20 rounds I have, maybe even not that many, are like this. I mean, it happens every blue moon. The other reason I want to show you this is when something like this happens to us, we have a choice in how we go forward. From that moment that you have a bad round, you can either be resilient and play better afterwards, or you can let it fester and things go bad. But first, this round itself started off, I had a good round in a Wusta before this round, so I decided to play it again. You know, I popped 160,000 damage, modest round, so I'm like, alright, I played good with it. So I'm gonna try it again, see if I can capitalize on that streak, because I've been playing destroyers a lot. So I decide to head over to this point right here to try and get this buff, and then I was going to cut right into the mountains, because I don't like this map in the Wusta. If I had known I was going to get this map, I wouldn't have played it. But things start right here. When you see that DD over to the right, I really wasn't paying attention to it. You know, I'm full speed towards this. I see the enemy ahead. I just want to get this buff, and I want to veer to the right here to get between these two islands, nestle up nicely, and just start pegging away with HE. Well, this destroyer had other plans, because here he comes, lollygagging along, pops off his torps here. I'm like, alright, well, that's fine, but then he pops off some more torps, and I take damage. So, immediately I'm like, alright, accidents happen. I turn the other cheek right away. I wasn't going to, you know, make a scene of it, because I didn't lose that much damage. I mean, he turned pink. He got his, I guess, reward for accidentally hitting me, but I didn't think it was that big of a deal right then and there. But I did get spotted, so I need smoke. And I'm thinking the least he could do for me is provide some smoke after torping me. So, jokingly, you know, half serious, I said, you can make up for that by giving me some smoke. And, you know, I wasn't serious about that. But this Benham decided to give me some smoke anyways, kindly, so he helped me out. And I thanked him. Well, things got worse when this guy decided to give me a smart-ass response, instead of just, you know, being cool about it, like I was kind of being. And he said, you can make up for it by, you know, not staying away from me because you cut in front of me. Well, that kind of ticked me off, and I took a wrong turn here. I took a wrong turn because the enemy's close, and I had to get the last word, which wasn't smart. I said, dude, you're in a DD. Right here, I'm trying to, you know, turn and everything else, and I'm accidentally typing S's and everything else. And because of that, I veered out of my smoke right here. I was spotted by just about everyone, and I'm still even trying to get the last word right here, saying learn to WASD. So I made a bad situation even worse. The Smolensk, yeah, I think I'm going to nail him. I was in good position right here until these torps showed up. And the instant these torps showed up, my round was over. There's no way I could evade these. And I didn't even get the kill on that Smolensk. But there it goes, into the round. And usually I wait to see what's going to happen in the round. Not this time. I just left. Not a rage quit, because I was already sunk. So, a couple things happened there. The first thing that happened was I let my anger get the best of me. And I wouldn't even say it was anger. At first, you know, I was fine with it. I said, you know what? It happens. It happens. I turned a blind cheek to it. And I hope, you know, the majority of you will see that I did my best to defuse the situation by just playfully, hey, you know, you make up for that by giving me some smoke. But then when that guy decided to take a petulant attitude, that's when I let my anger and my emotions, I let the hate flow through me. I let it flow through me, and I had to get the last word in, even at my own expense. And it was at my own expense, and I usually never let that happen, but this time I did. And because of that, I was sunk, and it was completely my fault. Well, for the most part. I'll say 80% of it was my fault. I think, had I not been torped in the very beginning, things could have wound up differently. But my reaction there probably wasn't the best. But it was my reaction after this round that defined what happened, in my opinion. And that's the lesson I want you all to take away. Rather than rage quitting and just shutting the game down, blaming everything and having a miserable afternoon, I said, you know what? This isn't me. This isn't normally what happens. So I decided to play in a ship I was comfortable in. So I jumped into Summers and got in a round, and I played well. I mean, I played well enough. We won. I got a victory. And I really put that prior round to bed, like it never even happened. So when bad things happen to you in this game, you have a couple of options. One, you could have done what I did, let your emotions get the better of you, get the last word, sink, and from there, just be pissed off the rest of the day, rage quit, stop playing, or whatever else. You know, that's one option. I'm not saying that's the right option or the wrong option, but that's one thing you can do. Or you can take it, you can build a little bit of that resilience, you can say, you know what? That's not my typical round. That's normally not what happens to me. And you can turn it into a victory, which is what I did. Now, had that second round, how that follow-up round in the Summers, had that not gone the way I wanted it to, I probably would have called it for the night. Because I'm very much one of those individuals that believes that if you're not having a good night, or if you have 2 losses in a row in a semi-competitive setting, you should probably just quit for the night. Being that that was ranked sprint, had I lost 2 in a row, I probably would have turned it in. Because once you start losing, you keep losing, I have found. Yeah, you might win 1 round, but you're not thinking clear when you start losing. You start making rash decisions in an attempt to gain back what you've lost. You play a little more cavalier. You make moves that you normally wouldn't move. So basically, your playing is clouded by your emotions. Your judgment is clouded. So had I lost that second round, no, I probably would not have played a third round after that. But that wasn't the case. I did win that round, and I had fun, and I said, you know what, this worked, so I played another Destroyer, and, you know, honestly, I've been playing Destroyers a lot this season. And I think for the reason, mostly because, A, I love Destroyers, and I'm pretty good at Destroyers, but B, you know, I don't know. I think part of it might be because of the new module that gives the 5% acceleration, or the +5. That, I feel, has rejuvenated a lot of Destroyers for me. I've played the Yu Yang this season, I've played the Gearing, and I've played the Summers almost exclusively, and honestly, I still find that the Gearing still has a lot of utility to it. And even the Yu Yang, messing around with it, I feel that it's not horrible, though it has been power crept, so. But now we're talking ship choice, and that's not what this video was about. This video was about you have many choices in this game. Many choices that can put you in a good mood or that can put you in a bad mood. So just think about that next time you're playing. You know, if you get team killed, or, you know, it's harder to team kill, but you know, if you take a lot of damage from a teammate, you have 2 choices. You can either rage at the other guy, or you can turn the other cheek. Well, I guess there's 3 choices, because I took choice number 3. I turned the other cheek and said something somewhat jokingly that pretty much escalated everything, because, you know, rather than taking it as a semi-joke, the other individual just ran with it and decided as a way to show that he was in the right. But listen, guys, those of you that have been playing for a while, you know that it's always the Destroyer's responsibility to make sure they don't hit their own teammates. Always. It doesn't matter the situation. If my Torp hits a friendly ship, and I don't care if it's 15 kilometers out, it's my fault. And I've apologized in the past for that happening. In fact, I've given a super container, a CCT container away from someone that I've actually team killed, that I thought was going to go one way, and he went the other, and my Torps hit him. And he was cool with it. I was cool with it. Everything was cool. But it is always the Destroyer's responsibility. And again, you know, don't expect bigger ships to get out of your way if you're a Destroyer. If you're a Destroyer, you're the most nimble ship in the game. There's no such thing as being cut in front of if you're a destroyer, unless it's another destroyer. You know, the bigger ship always has the right-of-way. So that's the other takeaway from this. But anyhow, I just wanted to show you how sometimes rounds can start bad and you wind up having your worst round ever. But that doesn't mean it has to be your worst night ever. You can recover from it. So, anyhow, guys, I hope you all are doing wonderful, and I will catch you all later. Zoop out.